Hey everybody, and welcome to Lindsay's Little Library. It is BookList Thursday. So exciting. BookList Thursday is something I do with my friend Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, ideas, recommendations, thoughts, something to do around books. And today is a first 5 video. So the first of the month we come to you with some sort of first 5 bookish recommendation from going back in our archives of our YouTube channels and finding some of the first books that we talked about or recommend or found or whatever it might be. So this week we're talking about the first 5 books sent to us from a publisher. Right? Super exciting. Before I get into that, my lighting is all weird today. We are officially in the depths of fall in Wisconsin. Even though it is very early afternoon, it's dark, and this is the best I can do. So there you go. All right, the very first book that was sent to me from a publisher, I actually got the majority of my books come from the website bookishfirst.com. This is a really cool website where you're able to read a little snippet of a book, so maybe the first 5 chapters or so, and give your first impressions of what the book is and what you think of it. Then you get put into a drawing and you are eligible to be picked as a recipient of that ARC. So one of the very first impressions I left on that website, I got an ARC, and it happens to be one of my favorite books, probably in my top 10-ish, my favorite genres, and one of my favorite authors. So I was super excited, definitely a 5-star read, and it was As Bright as Heaven by Susan Meissner. This, oh my gosh, blew me away. So this follows a family during World War I, but we're not part of the war. World War I's going on, but we are stateside and we are trying to survive the Spanish flu. Now, the Spanish flu was an epidemic that I knew very little about, but it killed more people than the plague. Like, this was nasty stuff, and it was happening during a war. So we follow one family and what happens to them while they're kind of battling this epidemic, and it's so beautiful. It's so awesome. It's very well written. I loved this book. And this came out at the beginning of 2018, so it's definitely out and available for you to get your hands on it, and I highly suggest you do. So do it. The next book that I got from, I think this was still from Bookish First, was The Wife Between Us. Probably can't see that very well. By Greer Hendricks and Sarah Buchanan. It's not the best lighting. That's what I can do. That one I also got, I'm pretty sure from Bookish First. I'm pretty positive it was from Bookish First. But I got it as an e-copy version, and again, I flew through that book. It's a psychological thriller, so I'm not going to tell a whole lot about it because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's very good. Very good. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Very good. Alright, the next one I got, I have not read yet, and you guys are going to yell at me because this has made its appearance on a number of my TBR videos, and I still have not picked it up, and I'm still very, very drawn to this book, and I want to read it. I don't know what my problem is, but it's Mr. Tender's Girl by Carter Wilson. This one came out, I believe, earlier this year, because this is an actual book of it. This isn't an ARC. But this follows... The premise of the story is very, very similar to something that happened in my state. So I think that's why I have this, like, I'm drawn to this book, because it's just intriguing, the correlation between it. But this follows, let's see. At the age of 14, Alice Hill was viciously attacked by 2 of her classmates and left to die. The teens claimed that she was a sacrifice they made for a man they called Mr. Tender. But that couldn't be true. Mr. Tender doesn't exist. His sinister character is pop-up culture fiction created by Alice's own father in a series of popular graphic novels. So, sounds very interesting. And again, something very similar to this happened in Wisconsin. So I'm interested to see how this is. I've heard good things about it. Like I said, I'm very intrigued, but I just haven't picked it up yet. I don't know why. Same with the next one. I think this is like the most beautiful cover, but it's Picture Us in the Light by Kelly Gilbert. And that's super pretty. So this is a YA, I'd say contemporary, that follows a male character, which is a little bit of a different twist. But Danny Chang has always known his parents have secrets, but when he discovers a taped up box in his father's closet filled with old letters and a file on a powerful Bay Area family, he realizes there's so much more to his family's past than he ever imagined. So Danny is nearing, I believe, nearing the end of his senior year in high school. He's got everything going for him. He's got a really great, or he's going to a really great college. He may even be on a scholarship or something. But then this secret kind of unfolds itself, and so he's kind of faced with, do I follow this secret or do I ignore it and keep going on the path I've kind of planned for? So again, sounds good, just haven't picked it up yet. So those were all from bookishfirst.com. This next one came from St. Martin's Press, and I got an early edition. Of course, this was before it came out in the United States. It was already out in Europe, I believe, but I got Bring Me Back by B.A. Paris. Now, B.A. Paris is definitely an author I've fallen in love with. I've read pretty sure everything. Is this the third book? I'm pretty sure I've read everything. This came out mid-June of this year, and this again is a psychological thriller, I would say. So it's about a girlfriend that disappeared 10 years ago. The boyfriend lied a little bit about what happened that night, and now he thinks this girlfriend is back. Yeah, it's good. It's very interesting. It was really quick. There's a lot packed into this little teeny tiny little book. It's a lot. So there you go. First 5 books sent to me by publishers. I've read 3 of them, so it's not that bad, right? I do have to get better about reading the books that are sent to me by publishers. I'm very, very, very thankful that I have gotten the opportunity to get my hands on these books. Some of them before they're even released. It is such an honor to be able to read them and kind of share my thoughts out there with the world. I love it. It's obviously something I really like, otherwise I wouldn't be here, right? So if you've read any of these books at all, leave a comment below and I'd love to chat about them. Otherwise, make sure you jump over to Sarah's channel over at Sarah's Nightstand. I'll leave a link below and see what the first 5 books she was sent from publishers. And like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.